Greetings and welcome to Office Hours with Dr. G. I'm your host, Dr. G, and I am so glad, Dr. G, you can keep our appointment. Now, before we get started, come on, go on and share this video out. Let somebody know we're coming on to break up some stuff. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, tonight, my girl, Cynthia Martin and I are going to talk about putting away childish things and the fact that they told us stories. Yes, y'all. They told us stories. Little kitty stuff. Yeah, that's me. That's something. They never seem to want us to grow up and give us the truth. So Cynthia and I are going to have a discussion, and we hope that you will join in with us tonight. And the fact is, it's time to reinterpret, the accepted narrative. So you can just rock with us. We here. Hey, Cynthia.
Hey.
How you doing? Really?
Good. Get ready to go.
Storytelling. Listen, like, share. And we need some more subscribers. Cynthia told me
we do. We're gonna work on that.
Come on now.
Really? I mean, other podcasts got like 50,000. We need 50, 100,000, a million.
We can do better than this. Yeah. That's so many people. Okay.
I love it.
I'm gonna have some fun tonight. I hope we have some fun tonight.
I think we will, because we're going to be telling stories and different,
I think I got the music up a little loud, but it'll be over in a few. I'm sorry, y'all. That's me. I'm gonna tear it down a little bit so you can hear us. While you're coming in, come on in. Let us know where you're tuning in from. What territory you're tuning in from. Yeah, that's me. All right. Yeah, I think I had that up really, really loud. Let me look in the comments, y'all. Hey. Somebody say, let's get that truth tonight. All right. Sister L, Bay L, how you doing? Brother Yerod, thank you so much for the kick in the pants, telling me, yeah, talk that truth. Tell it. Oh, wow. Because I said so. Good to see you. North Kakalaki, Los Angeles. Who else is
That's my hometown. Yay.
City of the Angels. Okay, where you tuning in from tonight? Hey.
Arkansas.
All right, in Queens, New York.
New York.
All right. Okay, we see you. I don't normally do that, but I mean, it's good sometimes, to know where we are.
Yeah.
In from, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I like the title. Let's see. Y'all know last week when Grand Sheik and I were talking or sharing with you, I said that if y'all wanted me to, that I was gonna, do a little bit of something. And I felt like, you know what? I really, really, really want my girl, Cynthia, to come on here with me and make because Cynthia, of your experiences and so forth. I think we can bounce off each other, and
that's what we're gonna do. I'm here. I got your back. So
I appreciate that to the utmost. But we say putting away childish things, and that comes. First of all, don't jump on me about using scripture, because it's important tonight for us to use scripture, because that is the very thing that has been used against us.
Yes.
When we're talking about sacred, smashing some sacred cows and and given some other scenarios of some things other than what we were taught. But in First Corinthians, I'm gonna start off with that.
Yeah, let's go.
13:11 says,
Mhm.
I was a child. I spoke as a child. Y'all know that one. I was
Yep.
a child. I thought as a child. It says, but when I became a man, or when I became mature, because women don't become men, but when I became mature, it says, I put away childish things.
That's right.
Fortunately, many of us are well into our 50s and 60s and maybe even 70s or more, and still dealing
80s and 90s.
and grappling with childish things. So the thing that Cynthia and I had a conversation about this. So I'm gonna figure out we're gonna how we're gonna do this. But it was one story in particular that comes to mind for me, that when I was going through my transition, when I was given the I want to say command to stop lying and tell the truth. I started getting, when I said yes to the truth, I started getting these crazy downloads, and I don't even want to call them crazy now, but at the time they seemed so outlandish because of my orientation to that point. Cynthia, when I got these things, I was still a pastor. I mean, I was still Apostle Gilliam, and I was transitioning out because they were sick of me. they had come to the conclusion that I had a date with the devil, and because I wasn't even talking the stuff that they had been hearing from me for almost 10 years. So I was grappling with a lot of stuff, but I started getting these the same thing I used to have when I was preaching, but I call it like words of knowledge, and like things will just come in your head because come in out your mouth, because a lot of times for me, when I was in the pastoral mode, I could not let whoever could not let stuff go into my head, because if you're like me, you wrestle with what comes in your head, like that don't make no sense, or
Right.
I'm not saying that, or I'm not telling them that. And how would I know this? This is these people's personal business and so forth. So when I started, getting these interpretations of what some things really were, it blew my mind. And then a little later on, like say a year or two later, I started running into various historians and theologians, not theologians, but metaphysicians. These people weren't, into the Christian thing. They were into whatever it was that, the Bible was really talking about. And so much of it confirmed what I had started receiving as a download. So anyway, let me look and see. Somebody said, Jim, why haven't you posted last week's show? Last week's show's posted, Roger Ragland. All you gotta do is look up there. Yes, I clicked on my TV today and I saw it. So I saw it. Anybody saw Grand Chic and I on Friday? It wasn't a unfiltered. So we were there. It's on there. It's on YouTube. There. It's on Official House of Reawakening Minds channel. I can't tell you what it was called because I can't remember, what today's is called. So don't expect me to tell you what last week's was called, but it's up there. Yes, it's up there. So back to the story. So childish things. So when children are children, when people are children, when we are little people, and not yet able to grasp or grapple with the full, if you will, dynamics of a situation, we have, historically, people have been given stories, have been given, what do you call them? When you say that something is well, we think in terms of it's metaphysical, but it's not necessarily. And y'all have to help me because I know the word I want, but at my age, I'm taking ginkgo biloba right now, so I can remember what I was thinking a minute ago.
Me too.
So for me to think about these words that I know what they are but can't remember, there are a lot of things that were given in a way that I'm going to call them stories. So I'm just going to call them stories because they weren't really, really true. they were given in such a way so that young people, so children, so the immature could understand or overstand or even understand what was being said. But what we realize is that at a certain point in your life, you're supposed to be mature enough to get the truth. You know,
Exactly.
that old movie said you can't handle the truth. But I want to tell you a story. Can I tell you a story, Cynthia?
Yeah, let's please go ahead. I'm
And
listening.
y'all listen in on this story.
And can I just before you start, can I tell
Sure,
Roger
go ahead.
Ragland, here's the video he was looking for. It's right there on YouTube.
Okay, yeah, while we were being diddled. Yeah, that's what it was called.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, Roger, it's on there. 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 Yeah. Right. So there's somebody said, like you said the other night, the rapture means, it means rape, it means capture, it means abduction. People are, I'm gonna get to the story, but people are looking, and people have been conditioned to expect and to not just expect it, but to pray for a rapture. And they don't realize that the actual meaning of the word as it appeared in the Bible had to do with abduction. And, back then, as now, Cynthia, because,
yes.
Yep. What you said over there, you keep hiding. Yeah.
That's because I'm on my tablet, not my computer, because my computer, the picture is messing up
in the background. But yeah, so people have been conditioned. A lot of times we are asking for, praying for, there you go, begging for something that we don't know the true meaning of what that word means. And so, you are just like, the people, Christians who will have a problem with, like say Egypt and those kinds of things, but yet we've been taught to say amen at the end of every prayer, which is like a moon, right? Which is like a sun god, which is an Egyptian god, and it was solidifying every time that's said. That's why I guess a lot of us have learned to say like Ashe, and or so mote it be. But you are really paying homage, if you will, in the end of those prayers to a god or a sun god that you say, or Egyptian god, whether you're son or not, that you say, we don't fool with that. Yes, you do. Yes, you absolutely do. Right? So, connotative linguistics or something like that. So listen. So here's a story that I was given. So take, for example, and you might have to help me with this, Cynthia, because like I said, I'm on brain drain. But in days of I'm a mafia hitman. That's who I am. And I've been watching you, and you're a leader of a group of people. It's a whole big group, and you doing the best you can, but you spend all your time, from sun up to sundown mediating and trying to make sure that we got enough, not we, but your folks got enough to eat and got enough to have the right protection and the shelters from the elements, the weather, the wild animals, other people who are not a part of your clan or your group that you're leading. And I'm, I got some stuff working with me. I'm observing you from afar. I've been watching you, Cynthia. I've been watching you sort of struggle, ever since, actually, you guys are on the run. You guys are on the run, and I could say that I may have a little bit of something to do with, that happening. But now that I got you away from where you were, I've been observing you from afar, Cynthia. I've been watching, how the people don't really respect you, Cynthia. And look, Cynthia, it seems like, it's taking a toll on you. So I'm calling you in for a meeting. I call you for a meeting. I want you to come by yourself, because I want to talk to you, and because you don't even have to bring. I know you have a little council of folks, a little advisors, and your father and a couple other folks but just you, Cynthia. So let me talk to you. And so when I get you to where we are alone, you got to come, you got to come up to where I am, because I'm not, if you will, disposed as to come amongst your people, because this is a thing between you and me, because you're the leader, Cynthia, right? And because if you're whatever the leader says, that goes. But because you're struggling so much, Cynthia, I want to make a proposal to you.
Okay.
You
What is
don't
it?
know what it is?
Yeah, I sure do. What is it?
I mean, yeah, okay, okay. So anyway, Cynthia, as I said, I've been watching you, and ever since y'all, made your escape, it hasn't been that easy. And I know some of your folks are like, we had it better,
Hmm. Of course.
where we were. And I know you're getting frustrated. So I
Yes,
wanna, I
very
wanna be
frustrated.
able to alleviate, the strain. I want to take the toll off of you, Cynthia. And but I just need you to make, if you will, a covenant or make a deal with me. I want you to make an agreement with me. And in exchange for this agreement, Cynthia, I'm going to give you protection.
Okay.
I'm going to be your protection. We're going to, I'm going to be able to make sure that the animals don't get you,
Mm,
that you got ample food, that when these other people around that are not a part of your group, they want to come in and they want to like try to steal from you or
mhm.
make, if you will, trouble for you. I want to be able to let you know that you ain't got nothing to worry about,
Thank
Cynthia,
you. Thank
because
you.
I
Thank
got you.
you.
I don't just got you. I got you and all your people.
Thank
You ain't gotta worry.
you.
You can chill. You can chill. All you
Thank you.
gotta do is make me, your leader.
Hmm.
You gotta make me your leader. And when you make me your leader, you also gotta make me the leader of your people, Cynthia.
Hmm.
You got a
Thank
problem with that?
Well, no. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, but here's the deal though. So what Cynthia does in this story, if Cynthia was following along with me,
Mm,
is Cynthia was like, that sounds good. Whoever you are,
yep.
because first of all, where are you? I hear your voice.
I'm in the burning bush.
Okay, well, whatever. Sounds good, but I need to know what you're working with. You want to know if I'm proposing to take the load off of you, if I'm proposing to make life easier and to be the enemy of your enemies and the ally to your people, then you want to know from me what it is that I have that trumps, no pun intended, what you already got. So what you say to me is, okay, show me what you're working with.
What you working with? I'm
Yeah,
ready.
what you got? What
What
do you have that's going to give me the comfort that you say I'll have and the ease? Because there's a lot of folk down there, and these people, I mean, they could tear me limb from limb, but they trust me. They trust me because I listened to you before,
Yep.
right? I
Yep.
listened to you, and I took a step. I took a bold step, and I challenged the authorities from where we were, and we just barely made it out, but we made it out. And now here you come, and now you want, these people are following me. Now you want me to give their loyalty to you, and you want mine too. And
Yep.
so basically, when Cynthia asked me to show what I'm working with, it is my duty to say, well, look, I got something, but you got to come back, Cynthia. I got something to show you,
Hmm.
but you got to come back tomorrow. And when you come back tomorrow, I'm going to put you in a place, a safe place, though. I can't show you the full, extent of what I have, but I can let you see part of it. I can let you see the back end of it so that will have the confidence to know that what I say is true. And now look at all this, look at this stuff all around you, Cynthia. See, this is a little example of what I got. You see the lights, you see the
Yeah.
smoke, you see this great big thing that I'm
Mm,
talking to you from,
yeah.
Cynthia.
Yeah.
This is nothing. This is nothing compared to what I'm gonna do for you and your people, Cynthia. And so Cynthia comes back, and the next day, Cynthia gets to see what I'm working with. Cynthia finds out that what I have may be, something that would help do exactly what I said it would do. And
Mhm.
Cynthia agrees to my proposal. So Cynthia goes back to her people. Cynthia tells her people, listen, we get ready to follow her up there, because she got the goods. Listen, we lost like 7 folks the other day, when that big old, whatever that thing was, jumped up in the middle of the night and ate them. So we gonna have somebody that's not gonna happen no more, y'all. And and those giant folks that come through, we're not gonna worry about them anymore. And so Cynthia makes the agreement with me. So I decide that I am going to honor, if you will, my word. But I send Cynthia off. When Cynthia gets back down to all her people, you know, they're like, Cynthia, what's up with you? You don't look the same, Cynthia.
No.
You know, you when you went up, you were like 40, and you came down and you look like you
90.
you look like you're about 99, Cynthia. What did happen to you? You know, you're glowing, but you look you didn't. Okay, but this is the price you have to pay for protection. And so in that scenario, and does anybody know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Yeah. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Someone make it like someone says sounds like Hitler's brown shirts. I want to see what y'all think it is. Okay. What I'm talking about. What am I talking about?
Yep. Bay L.
Okay. All right. So I'm talking about that story that we've been given about, you know, a burning bush or hiding in the cleft of the rock or going up to talk to God on the Mount Sinai and all of that stuff. When in reality, what we're talking about is what we would call an extraterrestrial, if you will, or a sky people. Let's call it that. Let's just say Moses had an encounter with a high-ranking sky person, sky being. Let's call him a being. Mm-hmm. Moses had an interaction with a high-ranking sky being, and here's another thing. When we see Elohim, you know what I mean? Elohim, they'll tell you mean gods, but Elohim means powerful ones. Mm-hmm. Elohim means powerful ones. El Elyon, when you put the L in front of it, it means more powerful, but it's still not the most, if you will. Well, you know how we talk about the most high or the all that is all. So we're talking about some being who was one of many beings who was vying for territory and subjects, if you will. So, you know, did you want to add something, Cynthia? Make sure. Are you frozen, Cynthia?
No, not you were froze.
Oh, you froze. I know. So the sky beings. Yeah, we're talking about the sky beings. So we're talking about the sky beings. Let's talk reality. Cynthia, you wanted to add something about the story before I go anywhere?
No, I'm a relate what you just said from what I know and what I learned in research, but it's the same about you know, who we're talking about.
So
the story's the same.
Right. So when they make a big thing out of Moses, the glory of God came down. Moses asked God to show him his glory. Show him the glory when Moses was asking this sky being, what is it that you got? What you working with? What kind of weaponry? What do you have that that will give us the if you will the ease that you say we're going to have? I mean, that's better than what we're doing now. We we're struggling, but we're making it. And so I'm not gonna give myself and my people just over to you for that. And so God's like, if the glory of God, Cynthia, was like the people in church call it like the falling down of the presence, then you wouldn't have to come back. He would not have to come back. But the glory of God, the word glory translates into a noun. It's a noun. It's something. It's something tangible. It's heavy, but it's a tangible something. It's not heavy energy sitting on your shoulder making you fall out. But it's right. He wanted to know basically what kind of weaponry do you have? What kind of protection are you offering us? What I need to see it. And so the reason why he had to be put in as they say, the cleft of the rock, people saying that God's hinder parts or his backside, it wasn't the backside of the sky being, it was the backside of the container of the vessel that contained the firepower. Exactly. It was the same thing that even at that point, at that thing, that proximity of him being in between a rock or hidden in a rock, he ended up with a red face and white hair.
Yep.
Radiation exposure. So whatever was in the so-called glory, whatever the so-called glory was, it was radioactive and or nuclear, if you will, and could not be, you couldn't get real close up on it because it would do you harm. Right. And so with that, and with a couple of other things, a tablet of instructions, of commandments, and at least that's what they wrote there. How is it that you and your people are going to serve me, or what do you have to do to make sure that let me know that y'all know what the rules are, right? And then also some instructions for building a container for the glory and the designation of the people who would work with the glory. Hence, the Aaronic priesthood, a group of people who would be, I would say you could equivalent to nuclear power plant workers.
Yes.
Yeah. Nuclear power plant. So the nuclear power plant workers, and not only what they need to do, but they need to wear certain PPE, personal protective clothing. And I meant to bring up the picture to show y'all, and I might bring it up. So they wanted to know, he gave them instructions. You gotta, before I can, bring the glory in your presence, y'all gonna have to build some structures. You're gonna have to build a holy place, a holy, a most holy place, and then the holy of holies. But you gotta build that holy of holies way on the backside of your camp. You got to put it far away from the people. And so what we've been taught as a child in a matter of childishness is that these things were done in order because nobody could come into the presence of God but those who were holy and sanctified. Now we know, holy means set apart. That's all it means. Holy means set apart. So when you got the Holy of Holies, that means way. And there was a reason for putting the Holy of Holies far apart, because just like has happened and will probably happen again throughout time, there are sometimes accidents. Right. And the least folks are around these accidents, nuclear, if you will, like the 3 Mile Island and all that, Fukushima and all these things. Radiation poisoning. So you got times in the scriptures where they'll say, well, God, the priests went in to give sacrifice for the people, atonement, they called it, to the people for their sins. And sometimes the priest was killed. And because God was angry, or God was not, the sacrifice was not acceptable. How about they had a nuclear accident in there? Because they were like, and when we would go in to try to bring the priests out, those who went in to rescue them would die also, because radiation spreads, and because or God killed thousands in one day and they got boils and they got this and that. That's radiation poisoning. That's being exposed to radiation, and you see that if you read what kinds of what are the results of that? What kind of what do you see with people who have been exposed to nuclear radiation? So they had to build a box. I think they called it the Ark. Right. They had to build a box to contain the glory, which was the weaponry. They had to work on the backside of the camp. And the likelihood is that this nuclear weapon also may have had something to do with generating the power that was necessary to create the manna or the food. Yeah. Yep. Because it was morning manna. Yeah. Right. So it was appearing, and it would be enough. Just they couldn't gather anything for extra. They could just get enough, and if they hoarded some extra, they said it's spoiled. But they were out there making something for them. They were creating some stuff, but they also had weaponry. I think it had maybe dual power, dual functions.
I'm a get into that
Go
because
ahead.
everything that you're saying, I'm going to interpret the narrative.
Right, right, right. Go ahead.
Oh, you done? Okay.
I'm gonna stop
Let,
for now because like I said, and we not. I'm not. I just want to make this for anybody just coming in. I'm not preaching scripture. I'm taking what an example of something one scripture that's been used, throughout history and up to now to enslave the minds of people, right? To keep people thinking that this God that they serve is the God, if you will, that's in these different versions of the Bible. So that's what we want to
exactly.
make
And the
sure.
people that we have here tonight must have an open mind, okay?
Right,
Because
right.
again, Noble Drew Ali even told us with his own words that we must read the Bible. Why? Not because it's so this or that and the other thing, but because he says we're going to use it to condemn them. Okay, so yes, absolutely. And those of you who know. But here's the thing: I'm gonna back up my sister right here today. All of you already know who we're talking about, correct? Absolutely. So the story of Moses and the biblical tradition around Moses, I want you guys to check this out, okay? And this comes from me, from my world travels and what I really, really know about Moses, okay? First of all, you guys imagine a world where ancient civilizations possessed the knowledge far beyond our understanding, because y'all know with all the pyramids and all the temples around the world, and you know, I mean, you have to at least wonder what the world was that, and who did that? We didn't do it, okay? So, and the all the sacred geometry around the world, what about that? Who did that? The mysteries of the universe. You know, I've always said I come from zircon. A lot of people think I'm crazy, but I actually believe that I do. And I have ever since I was a child. So, that being said, I know this might be heavy for some of you, but don't let it be, because exactly we have got to learn how to read and research and, make it come true for yourself or not. Okay. So that's what we're talking about. However, people on this planet really should take heed to uncover the truth of things. We read things, we believe things, and what's in the middle of that word believe? Lie.
Lie.
Okay. So, everybody wants to believe stuff. Now, here's the kicker about Moses. Pharaoh Akhenaten was Moses. Okay. It, most people call Moses Moses. No, it was Pharaoh Akhenaten. And if you go to Egypt, or even if you read about it, you would know that, because most of the Sumerian language and then Hebrew was translated into English. So a lot of those words that they used in Hebrew were translated incorrect. Okay, so Moses is not actually his name. So um, that being said, when you go to Egypt, you will see him. He's this big guy, and he looks melanated. So he's the one with the nose, the big nose, the big lips, and then he has a real thin body with a protruding stomach, but his legs are thin. That's Akhenaten. Okay. So for you all that, you can look him up on Google if you want to. But and again, as my sister said, when you say thanks, you're saying, you're saying thanks to Amun Ra. That's who Akhenaten wanted to make sure that everybody worship, Amun Ra. So amen or amen or whatever you want to say, but it's Amun Ra that you're doing it to. Also, I want you guys to know that he what is it in the book of Exodus. You guys can turn to the book of Exodus and just reread it. It's not that very long, but the whole story that we're talking about tonight is in the book of Exodus, and also some in Corinthians. Okay, about a couple of words are in Corinthians. Okay, so again, I want you guys to know that before Jesus or Yeshua was even born, Coptic Christians were the first Christian people to come into existence way before the Catholic Church. So again, that's been perpetrated at, Christian, the Catholics were the start of Christianity, blah, blah, blah. But Coptic Christians were the first Christians. And most of those are located in Egypt. A lot of them are here in Texas, but they started in Egypt. Okay, so again, thousands of years before Jesus, the Christianity existed. So again, when we talk about the Ark of the Covenant, what I know about that is when I went to Egypt, I went to the king's chamber. I did see the sarcophagi where the Ark of the Covenant was. And most people, as you know it, you think that, we everybody always say, well, where's the Ark of the Covenant? It's lost, it's lost. Where is it? Okay, first of all, who took the Ark of the Covenant? It wasn't Moses, it was Pharaoh Akhenaten. He stole it, he took it, he took all his followers, and he took them out of Egypt. That's the story that we hear at the Ten Commandments that my sister just finished. We thinking it's the slaves and the Israelites and all that kind of stuff. No. And then they say it was the Red Sea. Well, if you were smart, you go to Hebrew. Red Sea translates into Yam Suf. Yamsuph, Yan Sup. So that means sea of reeds, not Red Sea, But again, the Red Sea is attached to it because the Sea of Reeds is at the north end of the Red Sea. And then if you read in Exodus, it tells you, oh, there was a big wind that came and parted the seas, and the people went across. Well, the Sea of Reeds is a lot shallower, more shallow than the Red Sea. And when I used to watch the Ten Commandments, I used to always wonder when they parted the sea. I would always wonder, wow, that's a long sea. That's a long road to get all those thousands of people across there. No, they didn't cross the Red Sea. They crossed the Reed Sea, and it's a lot more shallow there. So that's more believable. So again, when we read these things and hear these things, we really got to get down to the nitty gritty about what is what and who's who. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys as the other part of the story of Moses. It wasn't Moses, it was Pharaoh Akhenaten. And then once he stole the what you call it out of the what am I talking about? The capacitor that we called it out of the king's chamber. Well, then that's when the Pharaoh said, "Go get him," and that's when they ran. So again, what that the Ark of the Covenant was, it was a capacitor that produced electricity for the entire world, really, because that's what the pyramids are for. They are electrical devices. Okay, and it's proven if you go to Egypt, you can go and see for yourself that the pyramid was not a burial chamber for anything. It was a electrical device that provided electricity for the entire world. And when I say the entire world, that's exactly what I mean. And you will find that out if you go and see for yourself. Okay.
And it was something that you could not, you had to be skilled in handling, because the various stories where at one point it was taken by the allegedly taken by the Philistines.
Yeah, and everybody had
it in their presence. They couldn't wait to get it back to them because they kept their people dying
too. Remember,
right? They had somebody else that they said the cart that it was on, the oxen kind of stumbled and then he reached out to touch it to help it, and he was struck dead. So it was something that would shock or would electrocute you. So the reason why the priests were dying, see, the priests were nothing more than and the funny part about it, the priests were nothing more than nuclear workers, if you will, like nuclear plant workers. And after all of these years, you have millions of preachers, and I was one included, buying all these, clergy attire to be dressed like the Aaronic priesthood, and all they were doing nuclear. Unless you're in a nuclear power plant, we didn't need to have all of these, surplices, cap socks, this. And
well, that's why they killed Tesla too. Okay, I mean, we went to Sedona. You saw the ley lines. All of that is connected. That's how they created their light. And the reason that the Pharaoh was upset, because when they took that capacitor, which is the Ark of the Covenant, then they were pushed back into the Stone Age in darkness. Think about that. And also, in order to prove that, if you go to Egypt, go down to the Valley of the Kings, go down into the ground, underneath the ground, you will see the most awesome unbelievable thing you've ever seen before in your life, because you know in your mind that there's no way that it could really have been built or or happened. You go down this little narrow way, you'll see nothing but uh, colors and hieroglyphs and everything on the wall. They're still the perfect color that they started thousands of years ago. And then when you get down there by the sarcophagus, which is about 10 tons, they couldn't bring it down that narrow way. So how did they get it? Did they build that whole thing over the sarcophagus? How did they get those things in there? Okay, that's one thing. Then the next thing is you look up in the ceiling and you have 1,000,000 white individual stars hand painted on the ceiling. How did someone do that? And they still white. But when you go there, the guides will tell you some stupid stuff like, oh, you see the entrance? They had a big mirror there. And so when the sun shone, they would shine the light and they could see down into the tomb. No, you can't. And if they had candles, what would be on the ceiling?
Burn marks.
Soot. Okay. And it wouldn't be white, right? It would be black. Okay. So what I'm saying is there's so much on this planet that we have no clue about who did what and where. And we know we didn't. We about the dumbest civilization that ever existed, to be honest with you. So that being said, it's a lot of little bits and pieces that we got to knit together if we really want to know, or at least try to know, because there's no one I think living today that can really know unless you really are an empath and you go down deep and find it out. But other than that, you just have to do these things. Read your Bible. I mean, I read it. I got kicked out of church at 12. Okay, let's be honest here. Okay,
asking too many questions, questioning too many things.
Yeah, and right. I was okay with that. But the pastor would jack my mom up every Sunday. Oh, Cynthia's asking too many questions, blah blah blah. But that's okay, because my mom, we get in the car and she say, Cynthia, I'm not going to tell you not to ask questions. She said, but if you cannot get on his nerve. I said, well, he told a lie, because I was raised by my grandparents, her mom and dad, until I was 7. So they were indigenous. So, I learned total different things from my grandmother. So when I went to California, my mom got all bougie all of a sudden. So she wanted to go to church, so that's where she drugged me, till I was 12. And at 12, I didn't go to church. I didn't.
Right. They want you there eating. Anyway, yeah, because there's so many questionable things. Like I said, I mean, the fact that what we're seeing, even now, if you go back, what was going on with these sky people is there were various different hierarchy of sky people, and there were territories being divvied out, and everybody kind of had their people. And when folks will say there's one God, yet you have a scripture that says, I will be your God, you will be my people. There's one that says, I, the Lord God, am jealous. Who you got to be jealous of if you're the only God?
Right.
Because there were many different sky people, Elohim, or the ones that were powerful, that were the powerful ones. They came, if you will, the sky people and the people, the Dogon, the Aztecs, the so-called Native Americans, and all throughout the various continents have very similar. The Aboriginal people have similar stories of the sky people who came from the sky and begin to teach them and give them the knowledge and the skill level. So a lot of the things that we see that they try to give us some crazy story about, it has a logical explanation because of the technology that existed then, that even surpasses the released technology that we're dealing with today. They're bringing out dribs and drabs. And if anybody has heard of, was in 1951, I think they have they put out a protection. What is it called? When you get a patent, it's called patent secrecy or something like that. When you develop something, you got to go get a copyright. It's the Something Secrecy Act of 1951. And what that said was that even whether or not if you were independent and you got, the Akashic realm is such that there have been 2 and 3 inventors that would show up at the patent office within hours or days of each other with the same invention, and maybe with slight nuances and differences, because the thought of it, the how-to of it was in the Akashic realm. And those who were able to tune into the frequency
Mhm.
and hear the message, if you will, a channel in and hear what was being given as an instruction, would go to inventing stuff and
Mhm.
creating it. And so, you have two or three different, you have Marconi and you
Mhm.
have Edison and you have, Tesla and all them coming with the same things because they all heard in their own way, what was available. They tuned into the channel. Same thing with us today. I mean, if there's lots of frequencies that are being broadcast, but not everybody is able or willing to tune in to those frequencies to be able to tap
Right.
in and take it seriously. Like I said, things would go from wherever they were from on high to my mouth because the Most High knows that when it gets here, I'm gonna fool with it. I'm like, I'm gonna reason with it. I'm gonna argue and say, no, that doesn't even make sense. I'm not gonna do that, or I'm not gonna say that. But when you allow yourself to be led from a higher place, when you
Right.
allow the fact that we are, souls and we have a spirit and we are of one, there's a universal mind, if you will, that anybody and everybody could tap into, but not everybody is tuned in or tapped in. And the
Mhm.
ones that do, sometimes you got two or three people coming up with the same. So they have technologies in 1951. So they had it so that if you came up with something that the government felt would be not in the best interest of the government, for instance, maybe you were going to come out with how to run automobiles with water and stuff. And we got an oil and gas industry, right? We're
Mhm.
not going to let your water we're not going to let your water invention, which is readily available basically to anybody, come out. And ain't nobody going to buy no oil if they know that they could put water in the tank and the thing would run on water. Nobody's going to oh no, yes, you do have a cure. Yes, there is a cure for the big C, but we don't let that invention come out to the public because what about our big pharma industry? We're not going to let you use any natural thing, but we're gonna make something that is an unreasonable facsimile of it that's never ever going to cure anybody, but it's going to keep people dang. It's like the carrot on the stick in front of the horse that keeps the horse going for the carrot but never reaching it. That's how they've had the people. So the Invention Secrecy Act or whatever it is would
Right.
have give them the right to confiscate private. You didn't work for no science lab or you didn't work for NASA or any of them other folks. You were just in your garage creating this thing. They could take it and say for national security reasons, we have to keep this thing. And I understand they have over 6,000 plus that they have confiscated of things that why would you not want this technology and so forth to come forth, except that there is a threat to folks to profiteers to profiteers
Control. It's
yeah,
about
to
control.
control. Yeah, just like to me, the church. I feel like to me, and Grant Sheik always talks about it. He said, well, church is a solid system. And I do realize that sometimes people get into a way where they need somebody to talk to. They need something to believe in, something to hold on to because they're going through a bad way. But when you get yourself right, when you get your mind right and all this stuff, why you get stuck there? Why you got to keep, for the next 30 years, pay for the roof that never gets repaired or the bus that never gets bought or the building that never get paid off, because they need people to feed off of. And so, and I hate, I know people are probably going, oh, wasn't she, because some folks are probably watching me on Facebook like, it was she a positive? Yes. But listen, when I became mature, I put away childish things. I put it away. I stopped looking at things as if I was, 5 years old. Right now, I'm so grateful for the little ones coming in who are not even, you don't even have to worry about them because they come in already knowing. Hopefully they don't get, sidelined, waylaid, indoctrinated, but you're seeing so many little people who have, or even the teens on TikTok. And so that's why they don't want TikTok. That's why they don't want TikTok
Of
to
course.
be running because they want to shut down all of the truth.
Everything, anything that's gonna,
Yes,
be knowledge of any kind, they don't want it to happen because most of the children have been indoctrinated their entire lives. So,
right,
you know,
right.
but I,
And
I
so
have a shocker when you,
go ahead.
I have a shocker for everybody. If y'all need to take a break or go get some tissue, go ahead. I'll give you about 2 seconds. Anyway, Jesus was never crucified. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. How do I know? How do you know, Cynthia? You're a liar.
How do you know, Cynthia?
You're a liar. Well,
You're
all
a
you
truth
have to do is
teller.
go to
We
Harvard
listen.
and read about it. They have it at Harvard, just like they have all of the Alexandria Library in the Vatican in the vaults downstairs. Okay, I was fortunate enough to be able to access, some stuff at, in Harvard. And all you have to do is go. Just like most people don't know, you can even go to the Library of Congress. I have a card for that. Just go, research, read. Okay, I know y'all probably on the floor now, but okay,
No, what somebody said, how do you know?
Yeah, because they have it at a copy of it at Harvard. You can go if you know somebody, you can go in there and read it for yourself.
Yeah, there's so many stories that have been created in order to put the people like even in a place of fear. Now I'll see people saying they've had near-death experiences, and woman went to hell, saw all of these stars. I looked at one the other day. She said she went to hell and she saw all of these stars in there. And a couple of the people she said she saw, I don't even think they really died. They not even dead. I mean, she saw Michael Jackson.
Oh.
And I don't think Michael Jackson died in 2009 or whatever year that was, because I was in Atlanta when that happened. But I don't believe that Michael Jackson. I think Michael Jackson did a Machiavelli act and moved on, to somewhere. There's so much
to
refute the fact that he probably did not die, and that a body was put in almost a lookalike, but that it was his way of getting out. Just like it didn't make sense to me when you hear the accounts of Tupac dying. When Tupac was allegedly when he was shot, because he wasn't murdered initially, he was shot, and Suge Knight was told Snoop that he was going to be all right. He was talking and and then over a 6-day period, 5-6 day period, he went from he gonna be all right to he's dead. Well, I believe that period of time was what they were using to prepare his exit, leaving, and that he needed to say, or they needed to say that he was dead or deceased in order to get him out. And then surrounding his funeral and all that stuff, no autopsy, no, I don't even get a funeral and all this stuff. Come on, y'all, that's a bunch of like they say, my head no longer screws off and on. So you begin to look at things with critical. And here's the thing with Bible interpretation or any interpretation.
Yeah.
I said this all the time when I was preaching. If your context is wrong, then your conclusion will be wrong. So they always present us with stuff out of context. And the way they give it, just like funny thing, everybody, we have holy women trying to wait for their Boaz, right? In the Bible, Ruth was gleaning in the field, and I mean not Ruth. Naomi was gleaning in the field, and her mother-in-law Ruth says, "Go and uncover his feet." And you got women talking about, and it's a Hebrew idiom. What it means is uncovering your feet. Back then, men have sex with them. Go give him some. Oh yeah, you didn't know that.
I know it now.
Yes. Thank you, Sister Life, anthropomorphic fairy tale. When you uncover somebody's feet in the Bible, look up it's a thing called Hebrew idioms, idioms. Idioms mean, okay, this is what it meant. Like, curse of the day that pisses against the wall. Those are men, because ain't nobody can piss against the wall but men. Those are great phraseologies and things that they used to say, and they're telling you what it meant then. So we're interpreting it now as something entirely different. They think that uncovering the feet of Boaz meant laying down at his feet. Somehow he woke up in the morning and go, "Oh, Ruth down there at my feet. Let me marry her and give her half my." Ruth had to give up something. I'm not Ruth. I'm sorry, Naomi. Naomi had to give up something. I think it was Ruth and Naomi, whichever one was the daughter-in-law. I think it was Naomi, if I'm not,
Yeah.
not mistaken, or Ruth. One of them. One was a mother-in-law, one was a mother. So I can don't quote me, but one of them, whoever was waiting for their Boaz, she got her man, but she did not get her man without giving up, her prize, if you will. And it's, it is just, and I'm not trying to be smart. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm telling you the truth.
Right. That's what the truth is. And again, like I always say, if you can't handle the truth, then get off
Right,
the
right.
porch.
So and our people have spent lifetimes trying to live up to things that they cannot possibly live up to, because these edicts, it's like this, like the stuff that we're seeing now coming across the news. And like Cat Williams, Prophet Cat Williams said 2024 was going to be a year of exposure. And yes, it has. We 6 months in, half the year's out, and they just keep rolling out exposure. I mean, stuff that you didn't even think that you was going to hear from. Well, Tony Atkins. I mean, I always thought something was wrong with TD. Tony Atkins, different things. Joyce Meyer, all of these folks that have been, I heard that they said Betty Hinn is admitted on using, fake miracles and different things.
Oh gosh, he was doing that for years.
I was always being right.
Years.
Right. So you got so many folks that have been doing, the time that, Paula White was, stumping for Trump and giving when she was giving, remember she was giving all of these her tongues. It was so funny. And I don't mean to laugh, but it was funny. It was funny because they do all this crazy stuff, and we put these mere men and mere women up on pedestals that they don't belong. They don't belong on, and we can't even see. First of all, we can't even honor God in ourselves. Who we are, the divinity of who we are. And just like in the account that I gave at the beginning, these they may have been more intelligent, they had more technology, but they feared even when they begin to tinker with us, and they have. I believe that we've been tinkered with over.
We have been. That's a known fact,
right? And I don't want to burst anybody's bubble, but here's the deal: we're just not pure nothing. We're a little bit, like they say, human and divine.
Yes.
We have the if you will, we have that ET-ish or extraterrestrial, otherworldly.
We do, because 2 of our telomeres were tapped. I mean, we're capped. So that we are immortal beings, but we're down here. We only supposed to live 120 years according to this. So
well, they can even shut. They said by reason of strength, you got to be strong. And folks are leaving here at 30 especially if they did certain things. And
that's happening. It was happening with one of my clients.
Right. Yeah. So we are, but those of us who have the intellect in order to and discerned what was going on, we did our best to try to warn the people of certain things. But we were, we were kind of put in position that if we said certain things, we would lose our ability to talk to you all, our ability to give you, the various things. That's why, we try to do our unfiltered, but it's real hard, to get folks to get into the unfiltered. But there's so much. And the other thing that I want to say, Cynthia, and I'm, y'all just let me vent. But from a standpoint of death, they say the only thing, there's nothing to fear but death and taxes. Well, we don't need to fear neither one of them.
No, I don't.
Neither one of them, because especially not death. And
really,
too many folks have transitioned, if you will, come back to, and I'm happy for the folks that get to come back and say, listen, I didn't know what living was till I left.
Thank you.
That was real. Where we are is the illusion, is the hologram. We're living in a collective holographic matrix universe, whatever you want to call it. And when we do release from this, as they say, meat suit, and we are back in, if you will, into the greatness of the all of that is all, then we really, 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 really feel alive. That's when I'm not advocating for transitioning. I think we need to stop saying the word die.
I don't say die. I always said transitioning. I never said die.
Yeah,
I never believed that
yeah.
even when I was
People don't die;
growing
they
up.
transition. You know what I
It's
mean? They
transitioning.
transition in out of into.
Because if
We
you weren't, how can some people swing back around? You hear those stories all the time. I even have a client that had a daughter that when she was born, she would tell her mom, "You're not my mother." She said, I have I have another mother. And then they
Mhm.
can tell, and she went and looked up everything, and sure enough, that who she was in the past existed. And
Mhm.
so there's a lot of stuff like that. So I've never believed in death. I don't even go to funerals. I don't
Like
go to funerals.
Sister Light says that transition piece is changing too. I'm not sure what you mean because we know when I say transition, I'm talking about
Mhm,
and it's dimensional. I believe it's
mhm.
dimensional. You know how
Right.
we were learning that it was like this. I think we kind of like it's all on a. It just you slide to the right,
Mhm. Yeah.
slide to the left, crisscross.
And as time goes on, she probably meant that there was another word for it or something, because even like when people pass nowadays, they used to have what they called a wake, or
Wake.
what you call, not a wake. Well, I guess it was a wake. I guess that's the wake is when you went to go see
Oh,
somebody, but then
here's
they
what
had
she.
the after thing at someone's home,
Here's
like
what
for
she.
dinner
Here's what
or
she. Oh no,
whatever.
that's not it. She
Uh-huh.
said, no, that's not what she meant. She
Oh,
said some. Here we go. Let me put it up. She said some of us will choose to stay here permanently, and that is true. I mean, yeah,
oh yeah. Oh,
it would be.
absolutely.
It would be true. But for those who have a fear of death, I'm saying basically for that, stop fearing death.
Yeah.
Embrace life, embrace life. Even the
Mhm.
challenges that we are faced with what we see. You got folks say, well, Russia, Putin's going to be, take over. And maybe that's what the heck we need. Maybe, I mean, maybe that's what's needed. Not I said we necessarily, but maybe that's what, if he takes over from the so called, powers that were and are
Right.
still trying to be, maybe it would be something different because we're the ones that have been in gilded cages. We're the ones that have been in, you know, when I woke up, the scripture that woke me up, Jeremiah chapter 5 said they have men in cages like birds growing fat off of them, but the people like it that way. We don't even know we in a cage because the bars are so far out that we think we're free and everybody else is enslaved. But we're the ones, if you will, that have no concept of being enslaved mentally, financially, socially, just they just one after another they putting stuff out in social media to get us to hate one another, to hate ourselves, to be in a despair, to think that there's no hope, to look at sad sacks like our parent Praetor and think that you know it's the lesser of two evils. Like hell,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
better vote for yourself.
Mhm. That's it.
Vote for yourself.
Mhm. I love it.
Elbe says she said here she says she's a where'd she go
I
right
can't
here?
see. Let me see
She
what she
said she said I'm a damn alien from Jupiter's.
Hell,
Okay,
all right. Hey, okay. Yes.
all
I
right.
love it.
I used to always be a. I used to always years and years for years. I used to always search the skies, search
I've
the
done
sky,
it my entire life. I'm still a
looking for
member at,
somebody to come,
the
like come get me.
yep. Oh yeah. Well, I've had my experiences, so, and I know it's real, so I don't care what anybody else say.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep.
because you still 333 every day, right? Every day.
Every day. Yep.
So tell us about that.
Okay, well, it started in 2002. I was in the Olympics because I've worked all the Olympics since '86, all the way up into 2002, Salt Lake City. After the Olympics, normally I was responsible for training and writing training programs for the Olympics. So after we'd be there for a year prior because they're building out all the stuff for the Olympics to start. After we do all the training, everybody's FBI vetted and all that kind of stuff. We're there for a whole year doing that. Um, went after the opening ceremonies, then we're on a plane going back and we're planning for the next 2 to 4 years. Okay. So I left Salt Lake City. I flew into San Antonio because USAA, which is a military insurance company, was my client. So I was going there to open up some restaurants for them. Um, I was over at the Holiday Inn across the street, sleeping, minding my own business in bed. I woke up at 3:30 in the morning, had to go to the restroom. But when I woke up, I saw this big orb right by my bed. And so I didn't call it an orb at the time. I just said it was a big ball. And it was iridescent in colors. So I wasn't afraid of it, but I thought I was tripping. Because when I stay in a hotel, I always keep the bathroom light on, and crack the door so that I could see in the room. So I was laying in bed this way. So right in front of me was the bathroom door with the light on. And so I could see clearly that thing was in my bed, by my bed. So I started tripping out. I covered my head like a 2-year-old. And I looked and it was still there and I covered it again. Then I had to really go to the bathroom, but I was petrified to get up and go. So I looked at it was about 3:30. I said, "Oh my God, I got 2 more hours before the sun come up, before the sun come up." And so I stayed in bed. And when I got up to go to the across the street to the company, I was just fucked up for the whole day. I mean, because I didn't know what that was. I was scared. I didn't know how to tell somebody because I know they say I'm crazy. So I was off the whole day. Everybody was like, "Cynthia, what's wrong? You're not your same today." I said, "Oh, I'm good. I just got a headache. I'm tired. I just got back from the Olympics, yada, yada." So at dinner, I was having dinner with my regional safety director, Dorothy Delato. So she said, "Cynthia, come on, what's up?" She said, "You never like that." I said, "I don't know, Dorothy." I said, last night. I said I had an experience that never had before. I said I woke up at 3:30. I said this thing was in my room, and I explained it to her. And I said, and at first I thought it was my aunt because when I was in the Olympics, my aunt Treat, the my mom's younger sister, had passed. And so I'm thinking, well, maybe it was something like that. So Dorothy said, "Well, if it happens again, talk to it." I said, "I'm not talking to nothing." I said, "I'm not doing that." So I went to bed that night, not even thinking anything about it. 3:33 in the morning again, there it was. And I did the same old stupid stuff. And then after that, I got mad at myself. I said, "You know what? Let me just address this." So I just sat up in the bed and I said, I called her my aunt, I called it my Aunt Teresa. I said, "Aunt Teresa, I'm sorry that you passed while I was in the Olympics." I said, "But I just wanted to thank you for all you've done for me, yada, 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 for loving me, blah, blah, blah." And the thing just went poof. Okay. But after that, for 2002 up until now, to this very day, I wake up at 3:33. Fast forward to 2012, March 2012. Okay. Started on the 9th. I go to the restroom every morning at 3:33. So I would sit down, and then I live in a two-story townhouse. So you have this bit window above the tub where you can see outside at night. So when I'm sitting on the toilet like this, I can look up and see outside. So I did that. And the first night, that night, I saw a big old ball again. It wasn't the moon because the moon was over on this side, but it wasn't showing. So I go to my bed, I sit down, I'm tripping out. I'm like, "What was that?" You know? I said, "It wasn't the moon." And so I go to work and I don't tell my business partner about it. That's the first day. I come home, I say, "Okay, I think I know who and what you are." I said, "So if I'm right," I said, "could you please show me again tonight?" And then I'm thinking to myself, "Cynthia, you have lost your ever loving mind." So, but I went to bed, did the same thing, went, sat on the toilet. I'm arguing with myself. I say, "Cynthia, just go ahead and look." And I said, "No, well, it's not going to be there." "Well, if you know it's not going to be there, look." So I forced myself to look, and there was a medium one. So now I'm really tripping. I'm like, "What is that?" And I go back to bed, go to work, come back. I look at Facebook. So my sons live in Chicago. So there was a picture of the thing I saw the night before on my son's Facebook page with one of his best friends. They took a picture of it. So they gave me the idea, huh, should have had a V8. If anybody's going to believe me, I need to take a picture of it. Well, I had bought me a Vizio camera that December. This is in March. I have never unboxed it. So then they gave me the idea, plug it in. So if this stuff happens again, well, then you'll have proof. So I plugged it in. I went to bed, said the same thing, you know, do it again. So 3:33 in the morning, got up, did it again. I argued with myself, looked up, it was a small one. This time I'm barefooted, pee dripping down my legs. I grab the Vizio, I'm going down the stairs, I go outside. Now think about you. I'm on looking this way. So when I got outside, they were this way. It was three of them. The bigger one was over here, and then the two were right here. And I had the video camera, and I was trying not to shake. I was just like, boom, just like that. And then the big one, he went boop boop, and the other two went boop boop. They were doing that like this. The light was blinking like that, and then the big one would go whoop whoop, and then the other two would go whoop whoop, and then the big one went that way, and the two went that way. And I have it on video. And every night I still wake up, but I have never seen them again. So I don't know what that is. That was my experience. And I still do it to this day. That's why I have 333 and 13, because the universe gave me these numbers. I did.
Right.
So
Yeah, I know you have that
I've
one.
never taken them off. They've never been off.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I mean, there have been so many, things. I don't think I've seen anything in the sky yet. I took some really nice, really not nice, but some really
Mhm.
sort of spectacular night photos one time with a camera. But I have seen things come through doors.
Mm.
And one
Oh
time I
yeah.
saw something came through the door. I saw it come through the door, and then before I could register that
Mhm.
that thing came through the door. I'm sorry. Before I could register the fact that that thing came through the door, the thing had me on the ceiling on my back and was dragging me up upside downwards on my ceiling. It was the weirdest thing that I've ever experienced. But I literally saw it come through the door,
Mhm.
and the next thing I'm like, I know I didn't dream it, and I dropped back down to the sofa, jumped up, and ran all the way to the third floor. This house that I'm in right now.
You ran all the way to the third floor.
Oh yeah, I didn't know what the heck it was. I
Has it
didn't know
ever
what the heck.
happened again?
Once I saw something else come through the door,
You need to
and
sage your house.
huh, yeah.
You
But
need to
this I have
sage
to
your
think
house.
the last time I saw it was like in 2013. 2013. I
Mm.
haven't seen anything
Mhm.
since then. But the first was 2000, around it was in the 90s, like around 98, 90, something like that. And then
Well, all I
2014.
know is that we're in the third dimension. There's other dimensions we know nothing about. That's what CERN is trying to do, is they messing around with the God particle and all that kind of stuff. These people are so dumbed down, they don't know what the heck they're getting into, and they're gonna mess around and open up some stuff that they can't shut down, you know? So, but again, you know,
Oh, well. Oh, look, I have a text from Dr. Kia. She
oh,
said,
how's she doing?
she says, Dr. G, have you seen this? JFK Jr. appears to be alive. I think that's when I have the book. I've spoken to him. Here is my review of his book. He will be on my show Friday. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Yeah, I do. I do have that book. I do
You
have.
do?
Is that new or is that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, y'all. Dr. Key is gonna have JFK Jr.,
Mhm.
the real one, because apparently, like again, we're talking about the stuff that the fact that the fairy tales that they tell us, the stories that they tell us, the lies that they tell us, and we believe it. You know, and when I read this guy's book, it seems that he was teed or trapped as a child, and replaced with someone that we thought was the real one. So
Yeah, I mean, they've lied about a lot of things. They even lied about, where Egypt is. That's another thing. That's why they won't let us down in the Grand Canyon.
yeah,
And Antarctica. You know about Antarctica.
I am reading. I've read so many of the books about what's going on over there, and
Hmm.
the fact that I know there's a big controversy about flat versus
Yeah,
global Earth,
all
but
that.
it seems like from what I've read, there are planets. What they're calling planets are really like circles that are
Right, 178 of them.
yeah, that they're like within. It's almost like if you had a flat circle, you got a circle here and a circle there and a here there, and that there's something more like that. And to me, because they can't get into certain places, there's no fly zones and all that stuff. I mean, there's a lot more. I believe that there's a lot more landmass that we than what we've been given
Oh, of course it is. Even
information that exists.
Africa was Judge, they said it, it's split up. Africa was all of this.
But they also y'all have it so that I'm told that, say, to get from here, say, to West Africa may take it, they say the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line.
Mm-hmm.
But have you ever, and I know, Cynthia, you do a lot of flying, left Houston to get to Philly, and they take you up to Wisconsin, and then maybe take you to Florida, and then bring you up to Philly?
Yeah, they used to do a nonstop, but they stopped that about 2 years ago. When I was coming up there, I would come up, nonstop. And now I got to go to St. Louis, Chicago, Florida, Tennessee, all that, and then go to Philadelphia.
Well, I'm saying that, but they do that with international flights. They take people, the long way, and have them hovering and not actually, I don't know what you call it, when they're not really, when they're standing still, they look a little bit more stationary. But they take, as my mom and them used to say, all around Robin Hood's barn. I mean, the straight distance, you've taken a 23-hour flight that you could probably get there in 10 hours or less. And they do that probably so they can justify, gouging you with prices, but they also don't want you to see certain things, because the ones that sit by the window, you get to look out.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
like, what that
You
is?
can see a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you see some stuff out there when you sit, especially like, just coming back, going and coming from Vegas, in April. I mean, saw all kinds of little things down there, but they don't want you to see the other things that exist. You know what I mean? They don't want you to see those things. They want you to think that we got this little mess, but then they got this whole other area that they trying to escape to. But then again, we got folks talking about underground, Middle Earth, and
oh yeah, oh my God, you hear so much about Middle Earth. I mean, Captain Bird and all that. I mean, there's a lot of Middle Earth stuff, even videos of that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they took him through the mill because they did not want.
No,
they didn't want that.
Well, they do that to anyone who wants to tell the truth about anything. If you lie, they don't care. But if you tell the truth, then they want to destroy you.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
So that's why I always tell people, don't believe nothing I gotta say. I'm just talking. Go and research it for yourself. If it's true for you, it's true for you. If it's not, it's not. But don't be judging and trying to argue with other people that don't have your same opinion, because truth is what you yourself believe. So,
well, how many people believe that, or have believed throughout the years that God created Adam and Eve, and Adam and Eve had 2 children, Cain and Abel. Cain killed Abel, but then God marked him and sent him out.
Yeah, no. That is the story of the Anunnaki as well.
Right, because he goes out and he finds himself a wife, among who, where? No, if they were the only people, there were so many, if you will, beings, if you will, that existed, and you had the Genesis account, genetics.
Well, I used to really mess some people up at church, because you remember how they always have modern European Adam and Eve, and I would always ask people, I said, what's wrong with this picture? And they'd go, mm-hmm. Now these people go to church every Sunday, right? They go, mm-hmm. I said, what do you see that makes it the story all a lie? I said, it's right here in front of your face. What is it? And they look at me like I'm, got 10 horns. She has a belly button.
Oh yeah.
But she was made by the man's rib and dust and dirt.
Another thing, though, with talk about births, you got the story of Mary and her cousin. What's her cousin's name? Was it Martha? What was her name? Mary. She had a cousin named whatever.
I don't know. I didn't get that far.
John's mama, Mary, the mother of Jesus, and John's mother. They were both pregnant at the same time, apparently, and they had virgin births, right? Supposedly. But what happened was they both had messengers at some point come to them. So when the likelihood is what happened to them is that they were artificially inseminated with.
That's it right there.
Yeah, they
And
were
if you go
artificially
back further
inseminated.
enough and read about it, you would know about it. But most people
Yeah,
just accept what was told to them. And
yeah,
it's
they were
very
artificially
clearly
inseminated.
thousands of years before all this Jesus happened and all this other stuff. His
Elizabeth,
mother
thank
was a
you.
virgin
Yeah,
birth,
thank you.
according to what most people
Elizabeth
think
was
a
the other
virgin
one.
birth
They
is.
were both. Yeah, they were both,
They
but they
were
were both
test tube babies.
right because then you get up into the was it what years was it in the 30s or 40s? What was the years of the World's Fairs that they were doing when they
Which
were making
one? I mean, in
they
Chicago
were
or
making pretend all of this. They had all these beautiful cities built just for the World's Fair, but they were
oh,
really
I know
in
which
the
one you're talking about.
cartoon.
I can't think of the year, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
They also had a traveling test tube. They had babies that they had Cabbage Patch babies they was growing and adopted out to people. They had orphans, but then they had because the orphans were the children of the ones that they killed their
Yeah.
parents or put them in jail or
Mhm.
put them in institutions, and then they would take them all over the United States and let people pick them so they have say still had slaves and whatever they wanted the children for. But then they were actually creating babies, and I have pictures, or at least I did have it in the other phone, of these babies that were being created in laboratories. In they call them incubator babies. And so
Yeah.
they tried to lie and say that this doctor saved over 6,000 babies, premature babies. But what parent would give their child, their premature baby, to be on display in a World's Fair? Seriously,
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
making
See,
these.
stuff like that is just crazy. I mean, you have to be an idiot to not see that one. I mean, it's like, oh my goodness.
Right. So yeah, Sister Light mentioned Sarah. Yeah, she was another one. So these women who had these immaculate conceptions, if you will, and immaculate deceptions, they were actually inseminated. They were
Yeah.
artificially inseminated. That technology is not new. That
No,
that
it's not.
technology, I mean,
It was never new. I mean, they
never,
just
yeah,
yeah.
because even at the when they were doing the thing in the garden, the story goes that the sky people used some of their DNA
They
to
did.
give more
And
intelligence, if
then
you
it
will.
didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work. And then one of the sky people took it upon herself to be inseminated. And then she delivered the first Adam, the first baby boy. Yeah, she the one that did that. And then after that, those people started mating and they could mate regular, but before that, she's the one that carried the Adam, not the dirt and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, cloning, yeah, hieroglyphics showing cloning and so forth. Yeah, there's so many things. If we would just study, or we would just look at things, I believe with
Just
a
read.
more critical eye, and stop, like I say, don't believe the hype, don't get all caught up in the woo woo of it, because
Yeah.
it's the woo woo part. And what gets me with the woo woo now is, again, I'm going back to Cat and Celestial, even though she's a little harsh, but she's, I believe she's like a prophet slash, what do
Mhm.
we call it, psychic, whatever. She is correctly um exposing, if you will, and uncovering the dastardly deeds. Now, I don't agree 100% of everything that's being said all the time, because I think there's a little bit of our own teaching and indoctrination sometimes that comes through. But
Right.
overall, these exposures are necessary in order to get people away from this unreality, if you will, this childishness, these fairy tales, these fables, these distractions, and to open their eyes and see things for what they are.
Mhm.
Yes, you do need sometimes, as I said earlier, to get some type of assistance, some type of comfort if you're going through a situation. But you get better. You don't stay in the hospital, right?
No. Mm-mm. No,
You
no.
get discharged. I think you should get discharged from a church or a mosque or a
Well,
synagogue.
I did. I mean,
I
some
just
people
think you
can.
should be able to, you know, I know it sounds terrible, but these people sneak around and make pretend that so much is, so holy, so above folks that don't go into those buildings. And yet they have their dark deeds are coming out left and right.
But if they would just read, sis, if they would just read what started Christianity, how it started with the so-called slaves that weren't slaves, they're prisoners of war. If they would just look and read about how Christianity started.
Constantine's mother started.
Yeah, but then too, when they started making the so-called indigenous people change their religious and their culture, they would have an overseer watch what was being said in the church.
Absolutely.
Okay, whether it was the overseer or the master, or bringing somebody in, or whatever they call those people, to make sure that they were being taught this.
Yeah.
There's 88 books missing out of here, folks.
It may be more than that.
Or more.
Because
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm just talking about the 88 that's gone. I mean, but you know, you have the Nag Hammadi, you got all these other biblical books that are and the Ethiopian Bible. Okay. Oh my gosh. If you guys would just, oh my goodness, if you the world of knowledge in here, you also see what I do. Okay. I mean, just the world of knowledge is just, you have to read it though. So, but yeah. And telling stories, and that's why my sister here decided, because we said we used to be talked to as children, but that has gone awry some kind of way, for some kind of reason. But we need to get back to talking to our children. Okay, my grandmother used to talk to us every day. We sit up there and roll our eyes in the back of our head 18 million times. She didn't even give a shit. Sit down here and listen to what I gotta say. And we knew what she was gonna say. She said it 1,000 times. But that's how we learned back then. We were talked to. These kids don't get talked to, not even for an hour. I ran through that with my assistant today, Monet. She has a daughter, 6 years old, Jay. I said, Monet, how many hours a night do you talk to Jay? She said, I don't know, Cynthia. I said, what time does Jay go to bed? She said, 8:30. I said, what time you go to bed? She said, by 10. I said, okay, let's take the 24 hours a day. I said, you get up in the morning, how long? You work 8 hours a day here. It takes you 2 hours to go to work and back home. So that's 10 hours, right? So that's 10 hours. That's what, 14 hours left? Or what? Okay. And then you go home, you get home by 5. All right. Then Jay, you say you take her bath at 6:30. You bathe her. Then she eats and she's in the bed by 8:30. So that's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's 14. And then you go to bed by 10, 16, 17. So then you sleep for another 8 hours. So when did you talk to her? What did you say? Other than, hey, let's take a bath. You're hungry, let's go eat. You have not imparted anything about anything to her. And then you let her go and spend her 8 hours a day with someone you know nothing about.
Who are indoctrinating her.
Yeah. So, we got to do better in that category when it comes to our babies. Just my opinion, nobody have to do it, but I'm just saying we got talked to. These kids these days don't get talked to.
Yeah, so there's just so many things that I think we as a people need to re-examine, and not just the Bible. Yes, we use the Bible for this particular episode, but there are so many other things, so many other lies, so much more deception that we have been subjected to, that have shaped what we think, what we believe, and how we treat ourselves and how we treat each other. And it's all been a calculated deception. And the ones, like I said, for those of you who haven't heard me before ranting on about it, I love the dark crystal, because the dark crystal to me is like a microcosm of of who we are, in a sense, when you think in terms of the hierarchy that we have subjected, or we're subjected to. So when you look at the dark crystal in the very first episode, if you have ears to hear and eyes to see, you will see and hear, like, oh, that's what the hell's going on with us. I mean, they the damn Skeksis, and we the Gelfins, and we all different, but we all the same. And we have a common enemy that we don't realize until the truth starts to permeate. And that's one of the things of the House of Reawakening Minds, what we've been, me personally, Cynthia, and you all listening, when I heard this voice say, you must stop lying and tell the truth, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I have all the truth, but I get
No.
so many downloads of things that it upset, if you will, my own apple cart. But I had to be open enough to realize and not fearful, because see, fear could have set in, and this would not be if I had let fear
You
do
got to
what
step
fear
out
wanted
into
to do.
your truth, and you can't do
Absolutely.
it in fear.
Right. Because
It's
here
not
I
gonna work.
was, with a lot of stuff going on for me and respect and a packed church and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And to step out and go, I'm not lying anymore. And when I say lying, I'm talking about lying of omission. When you omit when you don't study your own self, when you don't follow, like I said, your own truth, when you parrot, if you will, what you've been taught in Bible
Exactly.
college, or what you've heard while you were sitting in the pews, or wherever, if you was watching Christian TV and so forth. Doesn't make it real. Doesn't look. We know right now some of the ones that we looked at, I looked at with respect. I look at now right now with like, you know what I mean? That's a dang shame. But the truth of the matter is that when I realized my assignment had changed to this, I didn't know how I was gonna. What am I gonna tell people? I don't know what I'm gonna tell people. But it's just about listening, hearing,
And
and
reading.
reading, and being able to absorb, and to being able to eat meat and spit out bones, whether it's something about scripture, whether it's something about life, or
Right.
whatever it is. You've got to be able to separate your own wheat from your own tear, because we got it in all of us. We got it inside
Right.
us. We got wheat and tear
Yeah.
growing together.
Well, what my favorite line was, is ego is the enemy, and I always make people read that book by Paul Ryan, is that ego is the enemy, because we all have it. But we have to learn how to control that and get, things done. So,
Right,
yeah.
right, right.
Mhm.
Because
But I
truth
just
is
want to take a
missing.
moment too to thank the chat tonight, because I the chat tonight has been right on fire. I mean, really, really good tonight, and it made me feel really good, because sometimes we get on here on our regular podcast and we have these people that come on. They're really not there to really do anything but disrupt the whole thing, you know. And we're just on here talking tonight. We're not up here trying to, make you believe anything or do anything like that. But I just wanted to, hey, congratulate all of y'all got, in the chat tonight, because it's been a real smooth, relaxed, night. And I trust me, I worked all day. I'm sure some of you all did too. And to come on at night and then have to have, chastise grown people, hey, you're a free person. You can make your own channel if you're not into what we're doing or talking about. Don't come on and say stupid stuff about people and get all crazy. Come on, we got to do better.
We appreciate that. Yeah, well, we don't appreciate that, but we appreciate this,
Yes,
because a lot of times,
absolutely.
I feel constrained. I tell you that, Cynthia, and
Yes,
see, some of y'all expect every time, especially office hours. Office hours for Dr. G is a little different, even though I have a lot
right.
of brothers and brethren that come on that are specifically maybe talking about nationality and birthright and how to do thus and so with regard to those
5
processes
black
and
people are
so
dead
forth.
in law, and you have all your answers
Right.
answered.
Right. And so, but I'm saying, even though that's what people expect, I actually have another channel called Office Hours with Dr. G, but I can't get y'all to come over there, because then you would know over there, if I didn't bring this kind of stuff over. I want to bring that kind of stuff over there, but I can't
We'll
get
get
y'all
to
over
that.
there.
Don't worry.
Right.
It'll build. We're gonna build. Okay. So don't worry about
Right.
that. Because
Because I want
that's
to
a
be,
good show and a good venue to
but because there's more, there is more, and there are experiences. I'd like to bring some of you all on that have had experiences with different things, and it's not always going to be about the things that Grand Chic and I
right.
talk about, or Grand Chic by
Let's
himself
hear
talks
what
about.
you guys know. What you know stuff. Well, come on. I mean, it's about sharing your information.
Right.
So
And like I said,
give
it's
us
not
an
always.
email, call us, do something. Don't call my sister. Call me, or email us on the website and let us know you're interested. We can, she can get a hold of you and interview you for to come on. What you want to say?
Yeah.
We
So
need to hear it. I mean, I know there's plenty of you out there that are intelligent. You know what you're doing. You're studying, you're researching and stuff. And you come on and you listen. Hey, come on, let's do it.
I mean, I'm serious. I mean, there is so,
I
and
know
then
that way.
another thing that I've been doing, and I'm gonna just drop this out because it's not even what we're talking about. But since we're talking, you know what I mean. one of the things I was doing today is watching, and it just randomly popped up because I subscribe to these like maybe health related channels and so forth, and a channel came up talking about the power of cloves.
Oh yeah,
Cloves,
cloves. Yeah, I
cloves.
have mine in the box right there. I just ordered some more clove tea. You
Yeah,
chew
I'm just
one
saying,
every day. You know,
right,
you
good
just put in your mouth.
right, chew 1 or 2
Mhm.
cloves a day, or you can take 2 cups of water, boil them, put
Yeah,
about 4 or
clove
5
tea.
cloves in it, and make a tea.
Yeah,
But they're like 15 or so different, like significant major things that that cloves combat. Look it up, y'all. Look
yeah.
up
Look it
what
up. I'm gonna
look
show you.
up.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
get
I don't
clove
have to tell
back.
you all what it is, but look up what what cloves can do. I mean, many of us have a lot of these things. We have to start sharing stuff like this. Look up what the benefit of cloves is.
I'll open it up. I'm just opening up
Cloves.
my box because I had ordered some more.
I just yeah.
You'll see.
Cloves. She's doing an unboxing in front of us. I Cynthia, I just ordered is that a 16-ounce bag? Because I just ordered a 16-ounce bag today.
Yeah.
I probably ordered the same bag.
Are you serious?
I am so serious.
Yeah,
I am
I had
so
to buy me some more salt because I've been taking my salt baths again. So it's in here with it. See this big old bucket of salt.
Mhm. But there are so many things that people, we need to pay attention to. So I'm sharing that. That's a freebie. Want y'all to know that, because when I started looking at all of the various things that maybe it's a different brand,
Yeah.
but it's saying it's arrived at the, I don't know. Mine is Web Desi. That's my order of clothes that I just
I mean,
ordered.
there are, yeah. Oh my God. I can't
It's
believe
the
it.
same one.
Oh
See that?
my
Great
God.
minds think alike, y'all.
I
Get
know.
you some
See,
cloves. You can chew a couple of cloves a day, no more than 2, 1 or 2.
that's
Start
it.
with 1
Hmm.
because it might be a little strong for you. Yeah, that's right.
But
Yeah, the
that's why they put cloves in ham. Most people didn't know that back in the day when people used to eat ham and score it and put the cloves in because cloves kill bacteria.
yeah, kill bacteria,
Yeah.
regulate blood pressure,
Yeah.
blood sugar,
And
help
that's
with
what it was for. Because
digestion, help
ham
with
supposedly had all
inflammation.
those you know, bacteria in it, salmonella and
Mhm.
all that kind of stuff. Or ham or ugh.
Yeah, yeah, clove water. That's right. She said, "Cause I said so." Said she drink clove water every day.
Good.
Yeah, and I just bought some cloves at Sprouts the other day. This little a little bit. I mean,
Little
I,
the
I
little
was getting them
jar.
for I was getting them for something else because I got something else where you take a snake plant and put 3 cloves down in the plant at your front door for some ritual stuff.
Oh,
Uh,
oh, oh, you could do 3 cloves under your pillow, or you could put them in your pocket.
yeah, you can put them in your pocket, but you can also take like a snake plant, put it close to your door, and put and bury 3 cloves in it. And
Hmm.
you say 3 things for it, and it brings in prosperity and health and love, and you put it near your door. So I have just got myself a decent snake
Wow.
plant, right? So y'all, those are like just like free tips and stuff. Let's No,
You're
I'm
right.
somewhat of a mini master teacher. Oh, that's Elba. I use red cloves to help with fiber. Red cloves. Okay.
Red
Yeah, there's
what? Red
cloves
clove?
or clover. Okay, I guess is it red
I
cloves?
don't I didn't know there was a red clove. I mean,
Red clover.
use red cloves to help with fibroids. Red cloves. I wonder if
No.
she's calling those cloves that color red. I never seen any red.
And somebody said we need this sister back on, Dr. G. She is the chairman of the board of the House of Reawakening. A lot of times you see her in the chat under offset 333, isn't it? Something like that.
That's me.
But
I'll be
yeah,
joining y'all in the
yeah,
chat most of the time.
but she's very much a part of the house. So yeah, she can come on anytime she wants. Matter of fact, I'm telling her because she's got her expertise in organizational expertise and businesses and so forth, and she needs to do her own show on here because we got the time. It's just, you know,
Yeah,
whether or
I'm gonna
not, you
get
know,
back at it because I did have my TV show for 4
where
years,
did we,
but
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
she had what, what was it called? More,
it was the Cynthia Martin show. It was
okay,
a reading
yeah.
show, reading book show. And if you
And
guys could
she's
see my
a
library
publisher.
right
So
here,
yeah,
see? Yeah.
yeah, because she's a publisher. She's a book publisher.
Yep.
And she published a book,
Black people are dead
Black
in law.
People Are Dead in Law, and the truth be told, she wrote the book. I'm just gonna
Mhm.
tell it like it
Yeah,
is.
I have the second one coming out. I wrote that about
Right.
5 years ago. So
Okay.
it's
So yeah,
coming
because
out.
we
Yeah,
got
the
somebody
second
else's
half.
name on it.
Putting
Let me
more
tell y'all something.
information.
Look, don't let nobody else have credit for something that you did.
Well, you know how I am.
Ladies,
I'm a very, loving person. I try to, I try to help people when I can, but then people take your kindness for weakness, and then that's when I just show them how to do it. Is that I slide their ass to the left. I'm not mad at you, but stay the hell over there. You see, it's
mm-hmm.
real simple.
So
Because people their ego is just so, out of control, and it's not necessary.
right,
You know.
right, right.
And
So
like I said, I could have put my name on it, but I said, no, let me, try to give somebody else something to do in their life, make them better at what they need to do.
thank
So,
you.
but yeah, so it's all
Look,
good.
thank you.
I don't, you know me, I
I
don't
think the
get
word is
involved
give
in all
credit
that.
where credit is due.
Yeah. I know.
Okay.
Taj always take good care of me too. Whenever somebody do that to
Yeah. Give credit where credit is due.
me, he makes sure that they do. I said, Taj, it don't matter to me. And I just do the work.
Somebody asked where we got our our clothes up. I got mine from Amazon. Did you too?
What? The
You bought
clothes?
clothes. Yeah.
Yes,
They
that's
only
on
off
the
of Amazon.
Amazon box. Look,
Yeah.
look.
Yeah. Yep. Amazon. That's where I got mine. I ordered
So it's
mine
probably
today.
the same clothes. Is it
Which
the
one?
same clothes?
No, mine's
No,
Destiny. Yeah.
I have the Ceylon clothes
Yeah. I said
because the same thing with the
tea.
cinnamon.
Ceylon tea, the cinnamon. Yeah. But the
Mhm.
fact is, we both, 16. I was like, I'm gonna be drinking a lot of
Tea.
because I said so. I'm gonna be drinking a lot of clove water. Yeah, a lot of clove water. Well, you shouldn't drink any more than 2 cups a day, but I mean, a lot of days of 2 cups of
Yeah,
clove water. So, but yeah, so
yeah.
there's just so many things that you know.
Yeah. Oh, and hey guys, I know this is a little early, and maybe don't even need to tell you this, but next spring we're having our next event. So anybody that you know that want to come, get ready because I'm gonna put out some information, pretty quick. But it's gonna be in April 2025. Let's go. Let's do it. Start
Yeah,
saving
we're
your
gonna try to get.
dollars. Quit drinking them daggum chai teas for $5, and you can have your ticket money by then. You know what I mean? Just saying, get you some
We're
clothes
gonna
to
give
keep
you
you
an
fit.
opportunity to make payments if you need to this time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're getting it done now. So
It'll
that
go out
way
by
everyone
what do we
that
say?
want to
Our goal
come
is
can come.
September,
Yeah, I'm gonna push it for September.
right? To get it out. We're talking about so you
Yes.
all will know. So
Mm-hmm.
you all
Yeah,
will know.
I'm
So
pushing for
yeah,
that.
and also we need to know in advance. So we need to know if we have to get another venue,
You're right. So
right?
yeah,
And the reason would be because of the numbers, right?
right. Yeah,
But
because we
but
were
there are
really packed in April. I mean, we were wall to wall. So
somebody wants to know how they can get a hold of you, Sister Cynthia.
okay. Trainer. Let me write it down.
Let me. Is it
Trainer.
trainers?
Let me write it. Yeah.
Let me see.
And
Okay, let me
how do you can you
I'm
do it?
tapping that
Trainers
for you.
or Noble 7 publication, either one, but
Which
trainers.
one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's see if it's here. Cynthia. Which one do you want me to?
Noble 7 is the easy. You already got that one in on the
No. I don't
Black
have
People
it in
Dead in Law thing.
Noble 7
Publications
publishing
at
publication
publications at gmail.com.
with an S on it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And right here.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So
That's me.
that's how you get in touch with her.
Yeah.
So,
Would love to hear from you.
yeah.
Stuff
So
done.
so Words Alive said Nova Kane comes from cloves. That's why it's good for toothaches and so forth.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's
It's
what they used to do back in the day for toothaches. You put it in, he's exactly right. And you just let it sit there, they would put it in my grandmother would even make the like a little warm water, put it in there, let it soak and put it in, then put it in a cotton ball.
hmm
Put it, hmm
right, but it'll help you with like just even disinfecting your mouth because so many people have
Right.
different things, but it does like about 15, 20 different things it's good for. And this stuff called, what's that, quince, it's got something in it that keeps jumping up,
hmm
but it's very good for a lot of different things.
Yeah.
uh,
And be careful with that, the cloves, guys, if you're on any type of medication,
oh
please.
yeah, like
Okay,
thinners, blood thinners.
because it will contradict with some of those medications, and you don't want that to happen. So if you're on any type of medications, blood pressure, blood thinner, yada yada yada, double check that with your physician prior to taking the clove, please.
Yeah, it says, I think they say that if you're going to have surgery, you would stop taking clothes about 2 weeks before. If you
Yeah.
have, if you're on blood thinners, you might not want to be taking them. Taking them if you're pregnant or nursing, because it will counteract, if you will, it will further lower your blood pressure. It
Yeah.
may not. They don't know what kind of effect it may have on a developing fetus or a child, an infant if you're breastfeeding. But other than that, you can
Mhm.
check with your physician, but
Right.
you can also just make sure, like I said, if you're already on blood thinners like Coumadin or something, warfarin, you don't take it because it would significantly lower. But the thing of it is, you can stop. I shouldn't say that. If you weren't taking the pharmaceutical, it would do naturally what the pharmaceutical does and more, if you will,
Mhm.
in a more healthier manner. Did you agree?
Yeah. And I see that Peaceful Journey said to grow your own veggies, which is a very good idea because we're all about vegetables and herbs and all that kind of good stuff. So if you guys can do that, you can grow anything in your house, on your windowsills, in your home, on your back porch, wherever you can, start that process. Then it needs to be done. Get those heirloom seeds and get those stocked up because again, you know when the shit hit the fan, what you gonna do? I'm telling you, you don't want to be caught without it. So, go ahead and get those things in stock. Getting like Noble Joel even told you to do that. He said getting like what 90 days worth of food and water. What are you gonna do? Think about those things. Water is the most important. We're 90% water, but we drink water incorrectly. The water we drink doesn't even go into our cells. Why? Because that's why you have to pee a lot. But if you just take like one thing, one little spoon like that, like this, and Celtic salt, then drink your water. The water goes into your cells.
That'll make it go on itself because I do hear a lot. I'm sorry, too much information,
Mhm.
but yeah, but so Celtic salt, not sea salt.
No, no, oh no, I never use that ever.
Okay,
That's
I do
that.
have some Celtic salt. I've had
Mhm.
this
The
Celtic
only
salt for
thing I have, the only reason I buy that cheap iodine salt is when the shit hit the fan. Salt, cigarettes, booze, all those are barter items. Okay,
you
so
mean
you
the
can
pink
buy the
salt? Is
mhm.
that you call that the cheap salt, the pink salt?
Yeah, yeah, the Morton
But I have some.
iodine salt.
No, that not Morton's, but the pink salt, the sea salt.
Oh no,
But what
that's
I
sea salt. No, I'm not giving them no sea salt. They can get that Morton salt. No, I keep my sea salt for myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Celtic salt, I have some like Celtic salt that I've had
Mhm.
over 10 years in a
Yeah,
jar with a little scoop thing. It's
yeah.
sort of grayish colored, like
Yeah,
salt.
yeah, mine is too. It's great. You get gray or white. I have gray, so I
Mhm.
use that every day, when I'm cooking or whatever. I just grind it
But
up.
you're saying that you should put some
Just
on
like
your,
this. Yeah. Whatever's on here, uh, and then drink your water. That's it.
and then it helps the absorption process.
Yeah.
Ain't that something, y'all? See, I learned something. Did y'all learn something? I learned something. I know. I don't know.
And
I didn't know.
again, don't believe nothing I tell you.
I'm gonna try it
Okay.
out. I'm gonna test it out. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, mhm.
I'm gonna test it out. You know what I
Or
mean?
you
Because
can really test it out real easy. Here's how you're gonna test it out. 100%. Okay. You're gonna get your regular bottle of water. You're gonna pee all day. Okay. That and then you're leaching your minerals out of, and other vitamins out of your body when that happens, by the way, folks. Okay. So then what you do is you take the Celtic salt the next day or the next week, however long your test is. Do what I told you. Uh, uh. and then drink your water. See what happens. And you do that until
Somebody
you build up.
said, David said, and pee all night. I drink
Okay,
tea.
once you're, let me tell you something. Okay, we're peeing all night right now. Okay, but
Do it in
once
the
you get
early
your
part of the
body
day. Do it early
full,
part of the day.
your cells back to normal, you will not pee because it absorbs that water. We are 99% water. That's why people get wrinkled. That's why people get sick. That's why our organs fail because we're dehydrated.
I know.
And when you get hungry, some people think we're hungry and our stomach is growling. No, you're dehydrated.
Right. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anybody got Celtic salt, or can you do it with sea salt? Because a lot more people may have sea than Celtic.
Well,
I think people have gotten
I
away from
think the difference between, because they're pretty much the same. I think the difference is the mineral content in each. You would have to look on the back on the thing and see what's what. But the Celtic salt has all the minerals that you need.
Mhm.
So I think it's 82, 81 or 82.
It's almost like sea moss.
But our cells need sodium and potassium and what else? I think it's sodium and potassium. I can't remember the
Somebody
third
said,
one.
"Child, we don't do wrinkles." No, we don't, Cynthia.
No, we try not to. I got all these laugh lines. I'm trying to go in.
I got those.
I don't even.
Too Fly Shy Trust. Empress Light can come on here anytime she wants. She's have to reach out to me. If she want to come on, she can come on.
Oh yeah, who wants to come on?
No. Somebody asked when I was gonna have her on. And then Sister Light, Empress Light said, read the book, The Salts of Salvation. Yeah, because they're also like certain salts that we should be, like the salts you should be taking for various. I think the 3 months after you were born. Your body doesn't have the 3 months that after you were born, and then there's certain times when you should be taking, the salt that comes out in the month that you were born and so forth. But yeah,
that's little. I used to do those
little
tiny pills,
yeah.
the little white ones. Yeah,
homeopathic.
I have the book that tells you what you need.
Yeah, I got it over
there.
there.
Yeah, so I did that years ago.
And the other thing that I'm going to recommend, and I'm tooting my own horn, y'all. So
okay.
Let's say it's a poor frog that don't praise his own pond. Ribbit. So anyway, I haven't been saying anything about that Cynthia, but I want to thank you for the beautiful banners. I mean, not banner, flyer that you made for me for the AO scan.
Oh,
and
okay. That was Chris. Because I made it, and then I had him redo it because I didn't know what I was doing. That was him.
Oh well, thank you, Chris. Okay, but those of you really they've made this the AO scan more affordable, and I think everybody should have one. I mean, I do the scans for people, but you don't need me to do the scan.
And it's the real thing too, by the way, guys. I mean,
yeah, I can't talk a whole lot about it because you can't give any kind of whatever. But if you want to know more, I got something running underneath there. If you need to know more about the AO scan, you can text. Let's say text.
Yeah, if nothing else, you don't call and get the information from Dr. G, by yourself. Just call her and leave her a message, but don't overload her. If you want to really get to her, call me first, and then I'll get her on the phone or get your answer.
I learned how to do something now. I don't answer the phone all the time. If I'm busy, I mean, if it's outside the hours, if it's outside the hours that we have posted in the description.
Well, long as you have your hours where you're going to be answering a phone.
Well, I do have to post it, and sometimes I'm already on the phone. Then folks like to talk a long time to me.
Yeah, but I'm trying, sis. I'm trying to
help me.
I'm trying to reel you in so that we can get organized and
we need to put your phone number out there so they can call you. But you can't call you because you're a businesswoman. She got a full-fledged business and
I do. That's what I said. You email. I do email everybody back. I may
Yeah.
not get everything done in a one day or whatever, but I do email every
There's her
single body
email
back.
right there. Right there, right there.
But I do a lot of things. I got a lot of irons in the field. I mean, look at me in the
The
field,
fire.
Lord, in the fire. But it's all good. Hey, we need people that want to do some things. So give me a shout out because I put your ass to work.
it's
I got a lot of stuff on my plate. I can here, take that one, take that one.
it's Celtic. I just spelled it right for people to know. Celtic salt is with a C.
Yeah, CELTIC.
Yeah, it's the Celtic salt. That's what
And it's pronounced Celtic.
It's,
Mhm.
yeah, but it's a lot of stuff there. A lot of stuff that I have technology wise. And I think next year we'll probably try to do more during the, like last year. This year I I forfeited my time. I tried to figure out how to say that.
But you on the schedule for next year. You was on there this year too, but you forfeited it. I remember. So you are on the schedule twice in opening because we're gonna open together, or I'll open and you can say what you got to say, but then I have you doing something, a whole thing of something. So you're gonna be up there twice.
Yeah, so we've got all kinds of red light therapies and different things that will help with a lot of this, that, and the other that I really, 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 really.
And we got to come up with a name for the event too.
Let me see. You said being Dr. Sebi Y. Elbay. Now slow down. Did you say bring Dr. Sebi White Patty Bowman on next? And if you did say that, she was on like last month.
I was just gonna wait till you finish to say, wasn't she on?
You know what it was? It was unfiltered.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
It was
okay.
unfiltered.
Yeah, because we can't really have her on regular YouTube.
Yeah, because she, we had to do that. I wish y'all would. Well, anyway, we try to figure out how we can put the notifications out for unfiltered ones, because when we do an unfiltered, then we can be a lot more open.
We're working on that, so it's not going to be long.
In the meantime, y'all, just so y'all know, sometimes I may put up a brief video just to tell you the link for the unfiltered, and that way I can get the notification. So when you open
for now,
right, and for now, you would click on the link, and then it'll just let you in. I mean, you won't have to register, but you do have to click on the link. And it's those unfiltered. Until we get some stuff straight with our website, you will probably have to. You click on it once and you get in, but when it's over, it's not accessible. It's not accessible.
Right, but they can pay for it and be accessible? Is that correct?
Well, yeah, I guess they can, but we don't have the same system, unless we figure out the same system we had before.
I think, we'll get that done. Yeah, don't worry about it. Okay, we got that.
She said, "Wife, I'm lit."
What?
She must be token.
What?
Look, I'm down here. Excuse me, y'all. Let me slide. I'm going to be blurry. Probably when I come back, I'll be blurry. Cynthia.
Yes. Bakeables. What is that? Oh my God. Chicken batter mix? Oh my God. You going to do those mushrooms?
This is what?
It says fried chicken batter mix.
You don't have to use it for chicken. You use my veggies, mushrooms.
Yeah, that's why I said you're going to use it for the mushrooms. So those mushrooms are good.
But this one is sugar-free, trans fat, instant bake, infused with Delta 9 THC.
What? Wait a minute. What did you just say?
I said it. See the small.
What did you just say?
This is
girl, I can't see.
Well, it's one of our products.
Really?
So we did it with Dawn. Did it with mushrooms. Did the mushrooms? And
oh my God!
For my solar return.
Girl. Yeah, I need to order some of that.
You sure do. Go to my website, y'all. Y'all know I got it. Look, I told you I'm shamelessly plugging my own pond. Yep. Go visit my website and where is it?
See,
Yeah.
that's a product you should have, at the event too, so people, because those mushrooms were to die for, and they could have used you go home and do the same thing. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna set up a spot for that.
Oh yeah, we had a
No, seriously,
so
but buy the mushrooms too. You wait and see.
right there, y'all. There's my link. So, but we have a little bit of everything, and we just came out with this for anybody that knows about the Rick Simpson
Uncle
oil.
Easy.
If you look up this is our,
Uncle Easy.
but look up Rick Simpson oil, y'all. Anybody's dealing with
Oh, that's what
anything.
that guy was talking about.
Yeah,
Do you have some?
this is it. This thing right here is
Can
it.
you like hook a sister up?
It's on my website, y'all.
Is it?
It's on my, and
You gonna make me go to the website?
yeah, you remember we put the seltzer in the we took the seltzer in in the pot. But yeah, I mean, we got mushroom coffees and different things, but we got about 300 some products now. So visit. We got stuff for pain and all that stuff. Y'all funny as shitnits. I sure. Listen, it's a poor frog that does not praise its own pond. That's what I say. That's right. I don't expect nobody else to do that. Yep. So when y'all come, and that's the last thing we're gonna do. Oh, we already passed the 2-hour mark. I didn't know we were gonna talk that long.
We just talking, and everybody's still there. See,
Listen, so I'm gonna find the banner for Friday. This Friday, well, anybody coming this Friday, I'll have stuff there. More stuff in there. Yeah, but I'm looking for. Yeah, we're trying to find the thing right here. Here we go. Take my dispensary.
Oh yeah.
Nailah.
So y'all gonna be at the house?
Yes. So this Friday, June 28th, 7 p.m. to whenever, even though it says 9:30, we never ever get out at 9:30. Ranchi Todd Tariq Bay and yours too. Will be.
Y'all be going to.
It'll probably be me sitting at the door. Look, I'll probably be sitting at the door and he'll be talking. And I won't.
Wow.
He lets me interject. Y'all know how it is with me and him and I, right?
Yeah.
Say, interject, Dr. G. And 15 minutes later, I'm still getting ready to interject. And I'm like, what am I supposed to be interjecting? Because he went somewhere. Oh, I love him dearly. Y'all know that.
Yes, absolutely.
My brother.
Yes.
You two make.
Yeah, my mentor and brother.
Real people. We real. No, the feds won't come to your door if you order from my website, which I will put back up here again. If you order from my website, you will your stuff comes directly to your door, and it's got a certification in it because this is federally legal in all 50 states, and we can ship everything we have to any state, including Puerto Rico and Hawaii, except our Amanita mascara with THC to Louisiana, because that's the mushroom that's supposed to be like the Limitless movie.
Well, you can't send it to Louisiana at all?
Not that mushroom. Everything else can go.
Why?
And then we can send a lot of mushrooms and stuff overseas, but you can't, they're not legal for them to get like THC. And we got the Snoop and the Rick Ross and all the different people but we have our own brands. There's over 300 products there. And the other thing is, if you are interested in having and owning a dispensary, you can go check out my thing and you get your own dispensary.
Wow.
So I was not 420 friendly when I went into the business, but I become 420 acquainted. I don't smoke, although we do have, the flower and all that stuff, but I personally don't, I'm not that progressive. but, we got some gummies called Giggles and a Snoop Dogg gummy. I told you I took the Snoop Dogg gummy.
Oh no,
And
I'm
had
not.
a
Tell
dimensional
me, I'm
shift.
not doing any
I had a
gummies.
dimensional
I'm
shift,
not
and I
doing
thought
any cookies.
I couldn't take Grand Sheep to Airbnb because I saw a vision of. I said I already just saw the accident I'm gonna have if I get behind the wheel. So never eat a whole Snoop Dogg gummy, just a half of one, quarter, third. But yeah, so anyway, y'all, we thank you for thank you for this. What about Moon Rock? What's that?
What is that?
Be like, why am I high off the chicken? Yeah, so you don't have to put this on chicken. You can use vegetables. We did oyster mushrooms, and it tastes like chicken. And
Oh yeah, well yeah, that's what we ate.
This is just the bread, the batter.
Good.
And the other thing about it is when she did this for me, for my solar return, the oil that she deep fried the stuff in, she saved the oil, and it was infused in the oil. So now she
love it.
Once you use it, this 5 to 6 pounds of chicken. But once you use it, then you don't throw the oil away. You strain off the little, if you got any whatever, and then you just use that oil anytime you want to put. You fry your whatever in the oil. Yeah. But we've got some stuff for pain and stuff for, we got everything. For those
you got a whole bunch of stuff.
Over 300 things. So yeah.
Are there any brochures or anything like that? Because for the event that I can get.
I need some shrooms. Really, we can get our own. Yes, Sharifa Brown, reach out to me. What's my number? Yeah, reach out to me or reach out. I'll tell you.
Reach somebody.
go reach out. Reach out. I feel like I have something. Y'all making me. And I haven't had a thing. Trust me. We never do that again after having an out of body experience. We'll never do that again. Wow. Yeah, that's what happened to me with Snoop, with a whole Snoop. But a half a Snoop might be just a good, a third of a Snoop might be a good experience. Right. But yeah, so how much THC in the gummies? It depends. Just go to my website.
Yeah, because I was gonna say there's different strengths to that stuff.
Yeah. I don't know what a moon rock is, but yeah. You're welcome.
What is it? They say,
okay, we get ready. Yeah. Anybody that knows, okay, here we go. Let me put this banner up. I'm trying to figure out what has my number on it. There we go. Here's a phone number. That's a different number, but that's my that's my business number, y'all. So Sharifa or whomever, if you want to know about the having your own dispensary or whatever, I'll text you. Text me your email address. Make sure you have your email in the text and your name, and I'll send you some information. I certainly will. And they won't let me text with anything that says Canna Globe through T-Mobile. It's too much like cannabis, so they won't let my text messages go through. So I will send you an email if you're interested. If you send a text, and include your email to that.
Okay, Chris just texted me. He said a moon rock is a bud dipped in oil and rolled in keef, whatever that is.
Keef? Who's
Keef? Keef.
Oh, okay. Who asked me for that? Keef. Who asked me for that? Do I have moon rocks? They want some. I need some. We got shrooms. We got one called Chilled Out. That's really good if you're having do y'all have that? I guess we don't. And then again, maybe we do. I don't know. You go look on the dispensary.
Okay. There's a website he just sent. It says www.
We not promoting nobody else's website.
No, to know what it is, not to buy it, to learn about moon rocks.
All right. All right. Thank
About
you, Chris.
consume, smoke moon rocks. Learn about moon rocks.
I
Yeah,
don't smoke. I don't smoke.
I know
My
you
lungs
don't.
are not. My lungs are not in the mood. These are pre rolls though, y'all. And see, Rod wants to do a show about this.
What about what?
About he's like he asked me when he was on the show that he said we're supposed to be doing a special, but it's gonna be an unfiltered. So these are
What are those? What is that?
I minis
Oh, is that a joint
pre-roll.
pre-roll? Oh,
Yeah, they're minis. Yeah. But we're gonna talk about it because I look at it more from the medicinal standpoint. There's so many people, especially that Rick Simpson. All y'all, please look, not Google, go to YouTube and learn about the Rick Simpson oil. So I can't say what it does, but
right.
it does a whole lot of stuff. Yeah. So this is for people who need to either have some stuff or want to make sure they don't get some stuff.
Yeah.
Especially the C word.
Yes. I need to get a hold of that because I want to make sure that people I know that I want to take care of is covered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I need a couple of those.
Yeah. So look like KFC check. Listen, y'all, we're gonna go. We didn't have fun. We've enjoyed you all. We have enjoyed
absolutely.
you all.
I mean, it
And
was just such a smooth
Roxy
evening.
Bay, I
Everybody was
answered my
just so
phone
sweet.
question. I don't mean no harm. She want to know if I answer my phone. I do sometimes, and sometimes I don't. Because some of y'all I can't talk to for 2 hours.
Yeah, because it's thousands of people.
It's just too many
calls and
people.
stuff like that, and
too much
but
time.
we will get back to you.
Yeah, I try, but I can't. A lot of times, folks call me and I'm busy, and so I can't, always get the phone. And some of y'all talk too much. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm just honest. Some of y'all talk too long. Some of y'all want me to be your therapist.
Yeah. Well, that's what that's what my job is. I'm a therapist. I listen to all their problems.
There you
and
go. Roxy, call Cynthia. She gonna listen to it. Love you, dear. Love you, dear.
You email me, I'll email you back. Good luck
right,
trying to get me.
Yeah, email her, Roxy, and Cynthia. Cynthia's better than me for getting back to people. So
yeah, I'll answer you back. Yeah, and
anybody
that needs anything with Taj on the West Coast, then that's me. On the East Coast is Dr. G. So anybody that if y'all are interested in booking him for anything, just know that. So you need to contact me from anything.
He does not fly.
Yes.
He does not fly.
For that.
Yes.
Good luck getting through me though, whatever.
Yeah. So we love y'all. We do. We love you. We're going.
Absolutely.
I'm getting my new stove tomorrow, so I gotta get some. Y'all. I want y'all to. I want to see like 100 of y'all got something off of my dispensary.
They will.
Canaglow.biz/ and my dispensary is called My Pleasure because it's my pleasure to serve you. It's my pleasure.
And Bay L, you did make us laugh tonight. So thank
you
so much. We appreciate you.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, y'all did. We pray. We've had a good time. Okay, so we really are going to go. I'm going to put up a flyer. I'm going to go. I'm going to take this thing down right here. And
I love it.
Let me see this right here. More information. I don't know where that text Dr. J. There you go. So we want to see you on Friday night. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your love and for your attention. We appreciate you.
I second that. Bye.
Really? Oh shit. Yeah, that's me. 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 Really? Oh shit. Yeah, that's me.